A lot of people are going to be upset with me in this video because it involves two really beloved creators that have much bigger channels than mine, that are on the gaming sphere on YouTube and like to talk about greedy corporations and video games in general, okay? But frankly, I don't care, and I think it needs to be said. I want to make it abundantly clear that we like Black people, we like trans people, we like gay people, we like queer people, we like minorities, we like underserved communities, okay? We like women, we like migrants, we like everybody here. Okay, DEI, all right, acronym. I know it scares a lot of y'all. Ooh, diversity, equity, inclusion. Boo! Halloween came early. Shit. But we like that here, okay? I'm trying to create a community of diversity. People who, it doesn't matter what you pray to, who you look like, what you done, how you did it, right? As long as you're not hurting nobody, right? I want you here, okay? In Keldawatt's community, we support those things, okay? And I just want to make it abundantly clear that these people's existence is not a matter of opinion. People's right to exist on this earth as they are, regardless of what they look like or how they sound or the way they carry themselves or whatever, people's right to exist here on this earth, no matter what you look like, is not a matter of opinion to me. And if you are any way, shape, or form associated with my community, it should not be a matter of opinion to you. It should not be a difference of political opinion. It should not be an exception. If you are any of the phobias I'm about to list here, okay, I don't want you here. I don't stand for hatred. You're not going to sit here and bully people and make it seem like their existence is small and the issues that happen in their community is small and just make people just feel worse about themselves. I will not allow that shit here. And if you stand for any of these phobias, again, listed here, I don't want you here. You, get out. The reason I am making this video is because for the past few months I've been making videos critiquing the gaming industry and the price of video games and things of that nature, because I like video games. This is a discussion channel. I like video games to my core. I like talking about video games, right? And I've been talking about Nintendo and just greedy corporations in general, right? And don't get me wrong, I love you guys, and I love the fact that some of you guys from these gaming spheres have subscribed to me and are telling me different things I didn't know before and things of that nature. Like, I'm happy you're here. Thank you for being here. But one thing I'm not going to sit down and act like is not there is that gaming and video games in general have a bigotry problem, right? And it's a situation that people act like is not there and doesn't exist. And everybody, oh, I don't see color. I don't see these things. Yeah, I'm not believing that shit. The reason I wanted to speak about this today is because I was going to make a video about people who say, I hate Nintendo. I've been getting an influx of videos like that of people complaining about Nintendo and the prices and the recent direct and things of that nature, pretending as though they give a shit, but ultimately end up swiping their credit card anyway, right? And this was going to be kind of a video directed towards you guys where I just say, put your wallet down, put your credit card down, right? But I noticed when I was scrolling through one of these videos, particularly with Lord Frogmire is the channel name, I was scrolling down and I noticed a few comments about Donkey Kong Bonanza and a review of that. And I start seeing these awfully racist and bigoted comments about George Floyd. And I just thought to myself, I was like, this comment section isn't a safe place for me. And as somebody who's Black and enjoys video games, I have to look twice as hard to try to find video game communities and spaces that aren't bigoted or don't treat people like me like their death as a joke. I have to work twice as hard. Do you know why? Because people like these people that are commenting these things haven't gone out of their way to leave their mom's basement and actually shake hands or get to know somebody like me. They haven't gone out of their way to meet somebody who is of a marginalized community. These people are full of hatred and stay inside in their echo chamber. They ingest it and then they spew it back out into the internet for people like me to see. I don't want to be a part of a fucking community like that. And what kills me inside is when people act like that type of shit is not there. And there's not other people that don't look like you that are not in these spaces. So you're just free to say whatever bigoted, ignorant, disgusting fucking thing you'd like to say. Sections like that are a constant reminder of how undervalued my type of perspective is, or who I am as a being is in the gaming industry and my niche hobbies and things of that nature. It reminds me of no matter how much I like a certain thing or I like a certain product, or no matter where I go in my life, the first thing people are going to see is my race or something about me that is, again, not particularly accepted in the gaming community. Me being a woman, for some people it's being a migrant, for some people it's being trans or gay. It's a constant reminder of how hated we are in spaces that we enjoy, and how much people take pleasure in demeaning and dehumanizing this very community. And one thing I'm not going to stand for is when a creator is able to look at that comment section and see what the fuck is going on and does nothing about it. Lord Frogmire, fix that fucking comment section. Another reason I'm making this video is in light of recent events that I won't comment on, because if I sound too extreme or I sound not sympathetic enough, I will be deemed worthy of being put on an FBI watch list. So I want to avoid that. However, I will be talking about a video that did rub me the wrong way and involves somebody who is high up in gaming. Frankly, whether or not they see this video is not any of my concern. I don't even think this video is going to reach a lot of people. But one thing I will say is I hate it when somebody makes a video and poses themselves as being unbiased and being neutral about a certain situation and standing on the middle ground and standing for, no violence and things of that nature, when it is very clear where their biases lie in the video. I'm going to say 3 things without exactly mentioning the subject at hand. 3 things that can be true all at once. Violence is bad. I do not condone violence. I think death is bad. I think being taken out in a way that you did not choose to is bad. I don't condone violence in any way, nor do I think anybody deserves to die. Thank you. 2, gun violence is bad and needs to be regulated in the US, okay? Or anywhere for that matter. 3 things that can be true all at once. The way that you decide to live and carry yourself and the things that you decide to say while you are living will carry over with you when you die. Just because you have died does not mean people will forget what you've done. People will not forget what you've said, and people will not forget how it has affected others. And what irritated me was watching this video that, again, claims to be unbiased and looking at this from a rational perspective, not choosing a side of any kind, not this side or that side. You know what I'm talking about. Watching a video that claims to be this, yet sanitizes the way that this person decided to leave Earth, which is spewing a bunch of hateful rhetoric.
People keep asking, why is this thing such a big deal? Because the guy was sharing ideas and he was good at it. He was well articulated. He knew what he was talking about, but also, even with all his money and success and fame, he was still just a regular guy. He wasn't a war criminal or a president or a police officer. He was a family man, and he went to church. And in a lot of ways, we can all empathize with that. They share ideas that not everyone agrees with. Do they deserve death because of that?
And right off the bat, I will say, as much as I vehemently disagree with almost everything ever said and stood for, I will not be celebrating his death in this video or joking about it. I will say something that's bugged me for years is this idea that debate is somehow this elevated way of discussing things, and this idea that if you express an idea or a belief on a debate stage, that automatically makes it civilized or sensible. Sitting in a chair on a stage and just saying the most heinous, racist, homophobic, kind of you name it stuff, and then when people understandably get angry at you, being like, well, this is just a reasonable debate. But has that ever worked? It feels just like a kind of polite way of expressing like some pretty horrible views. Also, the person who wins a debate is always just the person who is better at debating. Like, I did debating at school and I was pretty good at it because I knew the techniques of how to debate. Doesn't mean all the things I was debating were necessarily just true. Just means you're like usually talking over the other person.
Calling his views just a different matter of opinion, just a different viewpoint, just a different perspective, just a political opinion, right? Okay, so fuck the minorities that are in the gaming sphere and things of that nature, and how this type of rhetoric might have affected them in their personal life, or how it might have affected somebody else and how they view them. Fuck that, okay? All of their existence, how they choose to carry themselves, their smarts as a black woman, fuck all of that, right? Your existence is nothing more than just a matter of political opinion. And the thing I hate is when people try to sanitize the way that other people have fucking lived and the shit that they have decided to spew, the hatred that they have decided to spew of communities like mine, and try to sanitize it and make it just a matter of political opinions, different viewpoints. I just want to make it clear that on this channel, somebody's existence is not a matter of political opinion, okay? I don't condone death. I don't condone violence. I don't condone any of that mess. But one thing I will not sit there and do is act like this shit is not an issue. If you were going to sit there and make an unbiased video or a video that claims to be unbiased and not talk about these ideas that this person has left behind with them, their legacy that they've left behind, and just make it, just give it just a little bit of sauce and just say, oh, it's just ideas. Oh, it's just the difference of political opinion. They went to church. They had a family, right? That's about it, right? I feel like you were doing such a disservice by being so vague with this, because it emanates this idea that what this person did on this earth was positive in some kind of capacity. Again, I don't condone violence, but it's alluding to this idea that they've done something positive. They've done something great in this world, and that they weren't doing anything that could possibly harm somebody like me or some people that are like in your viewer count or something like that, right? No, couldn't possibly, right? I think you owe people that explanation. I personally think you do if you're going to sit there and to call yourself unbiased, but that's just me. And I decided to comment that, right? And I wanted my points addressed accordingly. I again said I don't condone violence or anything of that nature, but I said what I said. I said, why are you not telling the truth? Why are you not saying what these viewpoints are? Is it maybe because we're going to act like these issues weren't there and that they don't permeate every single industry that there is? Is that why we're not addressing why these issues why these opinions what might have been harmful in some way? Again, not condoning violence. Are we just going to sit there and pretend like that shit doesn't exist and claim to be kumbaya with everybody and give credence to every point that people like me don't deserve to have a platform and people like me are just taking another white man's spot? We're going to give credence to that and we're going to call it opinions? I don't know. So I commented that. And what's the response I got? They don't deserve to die. I don't care. I was nice about it. I said everything in a nice little paragraph. I even said, I've liked your videos, things of that nature. And that's how you address somebody who is showing concern about the fact that somebody has spewed hateful stuff to harm communities that I'm a part of. And a lot of people in the gaming industry are a part of. And that's what you have to say. I don't care. I don't understand how it was hard to address that. I don't understand why it was so hard to just give some one black person some sense of sanity and feeling like, you know, that this person was not a good person. Okay. It doesn't mean I condone death. It doesn't mean I want people to die. It doesn't mean any of that. Right. But the one time you try to address an issue of race, it always comes back to, I don't care. Violence is okay. Violence is okay towards everybody else, but it's not okay when it's when it's somebody else that looks like me and somebody else that talks like me and walks like me. That's the only time it's okay to address violence and violent rhetoric and hatred. That is the only time it's okay. That shit pisses me off, and that response pissed me off because that's not what I was implying, nor is it what I said. That response pissed me off, so that's why I'm putting out this video as well. Maybe I shouldn't have commented at all. Maybe I shouldn't have expected anything from him. Why? Because he doesn't look like me and he hasn't experienced shit like me. So I don't know why I did expect anything, but to hear the words, I don't care. Because it's true. Y'all don't care. You don't care about racism in this country. You guys don't care about anything. You guys don't care about any of the phobias that I have mentioned. You guys don't care about any of that. And the thing is, nothing is going to get solved unless we address that. Okay. That's what I have to say in this video. I will reiterate, we love DEI here. We love diversity, equity, inclusion. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like the gaming space on YouTube and stuff like that does not have a racism problem. It does. It 100% does. And people love to not talk about it. So that is the crux of this video. That is why I'm making this video. Okay. Tell someone you love them today because tomorrow is not promised to us. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.